Welcome back, and on today's episode of Techno Eclipse, I'm Scott, that's out of order. I'm going to give you guys a great way to get a $300 or less gaming PC that's going to be solid and it's going to be able to perform for a while, at least until the GPU crisis is over. This is something that everybody can get. It's not me finding something on Craigslist, getting a good deal, even though I do believe that those are available everywhere. It's something that you could right now, after this video is done, you could go to the eBay links that I show and then purchase those items. So if you just look on my screen here, I got this HP 6300 desktop. It's got an i5 3470 at 3.2 gigahertz. It's got 4 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM. It doesn't come with an OS, but if you scroll down to the bottom, it comes with a Windows 7 Professional sticker, which is cool, so you could download it. You would need to get a USB boot drive for that, so you'd have to ask somebody you know if you could borrow their computer. It probably wouldn't take too long to do that. So a couple hours, maybe just borrow your parents or something. So, or a friend, I don't know how old you are, or your sons or daughters, whatever. So you could buy this. It's got a very capable CPU. Geekbench scores, if you see here, 12, 11, 98, 85 is a little low, but let's round back. Oh well. 10,000. So you're looking at about a CPU that gets about a 10,000 compute performance on Geekbench, which is really, really solid. That's comparable to, it's a little bit worse than like an i3-8100, just slightly worse than that. But, and obviously that's got a newer architecture, so it's gonna be a little bit better. But it's still a very capable CPU. I always say 10,000 is like solid. That's just how I've always thought about things. So 10,000 is normally my benchmark, especially for like budget stuff. You can get a 10,000 score on Geekbench. That's solid. Here comes the cat. So you could get that CPU, or that you could get this, the HP 6300, and then you can go to. So then you need to get 4 gigabytes RAM. It's not enough. You can find a 4 gigabyte kit. It's got 4 DIMM slots, which is really sweet. So only 2 of them are taken up, I believe. But I would still check before you get it, because you would hate to get this and then have it actually have all filled up. So then you have to buy a different type of RAM. This is 16 bucks. This is cruddy RAM, Hynix, but this is budget build, so it's fine. I mean, RAM's RAM. It's not flashy. It's not like it doesn't perform well. It's just crappy looking RAM. So this is 16 bucks. You could probably might just find it for like 25. And this guy, he's gonna make offer. So I guarantee he just wants 100. So if you could get 100 bucks, and then you got right here, you got another 20 bucks, 25. So then you're looking at 125 for 8 gigabytes of RAM and the motherboard and CPU, because that's all we're really taking from this system. You'll see why later. So then we're gonna get the graphics card's gonna be a GTX 760. And right now, you can find the 2 gigabyte versions go a lot cheaper than the 4 gigabyte versions that you see here, because the 2 gigabyte versions, super clocked right here, is 105 bucks. The another 2 gigabyte version up here is 98 or 99. Another 2 gigabyte versions right here buy now 2. So the 2 gigabyte versions go for a little bit less. Your 2 gigabytes gonna be probably fine, because if your budget, you're not gonna be running these at 4K or probably even 1080. Probably just need a 720p monitor, whatever, 720p. So that's gonna be fine. That's probably, the graphics card might even be a little bit better than what you need, but we have a CPU that's more powerful than probably even this graphics card needs as well. They're probably on a pretty similar level. You just want to reduce the bottleneck for each as much as you can. You don't want to get an i7-8700K and then a GTX 750, because the bottleneck's going to be the graphics card. You want to try to minimize the bottleneck as well as possible. And I think right now with the GPU crisis, you're going to want to put more money into the CPU and RAM, in my opinion, because in a couple of months, maybe a year, the GPU prices are going to go back down, and then you're going to have a CPU and RAM that can handle a more powerful GPU. That's how I would do it. I think that's the best way to do it right now. Don't put so much money into the GPU right now, just because if you put a lot of money into the GPU right now, in 4 months that GPU could be kind of worthless. It's so market dependent. So then this case is a small form factor. It's really small, you can see. If you did this, you would have to Dremel out this back probably, and then this power supply is like a 240 watt power supply. It's probably not going to be strong enough for the 760. It demands at peak usage, I think, up to 170, maybe 160 watts. I have it right here. 160 watts right down there. I think this is at peak usage. And then, so what I would do next is buy a power supply for $22, and there is $6 shipping, so it's 28 bucks. This is EVGA. It's 80 plus bronze rated. It's 450 watts. It's plenty of watts, especially for even in the future. It's gonna have everything you need right now, and then maybe for a little bit of expandability. It's gonna be powerful enough to, sorry, my phone keeps going off. So it's gonna be powerful enough to run basically anything you have for the next couple of years, which is perfect. And so that puts you at 27 or 28, so 30 bucks plus the RAM, we'll just say 20, it's 50 bucks plus the GTX 760, we'll say 100, so it's 150, and then this is another 100, so then we're looking at 250 bucks. So right now you could actually do all that without a case. Oh my god, I'm not recording this audio. So sorry about that. I wasn't recording any of this on the mic. So whatever, I fixed it. Gosh dang it. So the what you're gonna do after that, you buy all of those things for 250 bucks. Just look for the cheapest possible case you can find that's micro ATX or bigger. I think you're gonna need that for that motherboard. So then I would just go with this one, this Rose Will micro ATX mini tower computer case with dual fans. I mean, clearly it's not a premium case. I don't even think it has USB 3.0. It's probably 2.0 on the front, but the motherboard comes with 4 USB 3.0 ports on the back, which is really cool. And I mean, this case is, I mean, it's a cheaper case. What do you expect? It's gonna have everything you need though. So then you're looking at 25 bucks. Then you're looking at 275 bucks out the door for a computer. This computer, I believe, comes with a 240 gigabyte hard drive. I imagine that's a 500 or a 5400 RPM drive. Personally, I would just look up an SSD, like just like honestly 128 gigabytes is probably all you need. 120 gigabytes. It's not gonna blow anybody out of the water, but it's gonna be good enough to boot, and even a used one will probably be fine. They don't last quite as long as like a hard drive would, but even a 64 gigabyte one, 128 for another 35 bucks, 38 bucks. I don't know about these from China ones. I would want to get one from United States, but because you don't want to store anything too valuable in there, because they could crash. ADATA, I've used them. They're solid. SanDisk right here, 128. So then you're looking at another 50 bucks. So then, well, this is $44.99. So then you're looking at exactly $45 more, which would put you at $295 out the door for a modest 1080 gaming PC. You could definitely do 720 on high settings. I'd say 1080 is most certainly possible. That 760 when it came out 4 years ago, I believe. It was either 4 or 5 years ago. It was a very capable high settings 720p and mid-tier 1080p. It was a $300 graphics card at the time. So right there, $295 out the door. You get an SSD, you get a relatively big storage drive. I don't know, it's 250 gigabytes isn't a ton, but it's enough for now, because then in the future I bought this drive right here for this 1 terabyte hard drive. Let's see if we can focus. I bought this 1 terabyte hard drive right there for for 30 bucks at a Micro Center near me, and so for 295 bucks you get all that. I think that's a solid system, and that's something anybody right now can build and do. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. They're all available right now. All of that stuff is readily available on eBay if you're okay buying used. I am a big fan of used. I think this is a great build for a lot of people. 300 bucks is a pretty small budget, honestly. For a lot, I think a lot of people can afford 300 bucks. I mean, I think I could go cheaper. If you want, I can make one that's like 150. I could probably find put together something for 150, but I think this for under 300 bucks, barely under, but still under, so the title won't be wrong. But for under $300 is a very capable PC that's going to boot fast. It's going to be able to play games in 1080, and it's going to be able to handle basically all of your workflow. And it probably is going to be a decent editing PC. No, you're not going to be able to edit 4K, but it could probably handle 1080p, maybe 1080 at 60. I don't know. You'd have to run some benchmarks, and I'd love to know if someone has something similar to this or built something similar to this. So just let me know what you guys think about this type of video. Do you like this new camera angle? Do you see all the crap in the background? It's my fault. The apartment's messy. The girlfriend keeps it clean. I just mess it up. But just let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. Do you like this angle? Do you like this screen recording and this at the same time? This is going to be a little bit more intense edit, which would be fun for me. So just let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. And I am Scott with Techno Eclipse. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. 62 subs. I can't believe we're at that many already. I know some people grow faster than that, or some people grow way faster, whatever. I think it's amazing. 62 is more than I thought I'd ever get when I started back just a couple months ago. So it's really fun. Thanks for all the support.